Let's begin 24 hours faceless. Welcome to my new video.
How did a poor beggar turn into a successful businessman? This story will change the way you think if you only take and never give. Do you really deserve success? Have you ever thought that a single mindset shift could change your entire life? This story will make you rethink everything. A beggar who only asked for money turned into a thriving businessman in just 6 months. Here's how. Life isn't just about taking. It's about giving. Railway station in a bustling city, there lived a beggar. He survived by seeking alms from passengers traveling on trains that stopped there. One day, while begging as usual, he noticed a tall, well-dressed gentleman. Observing him, the beggar thought, "This man appears to be very wealthy. If I ask him for alms, he will surely give me a generous amount." With this thought, he approached the man and began to beg. The tall gentleman looked at him and said, "You are always asking from others, but have you ever considered giving anything to anyone?" The beggar responded, "Sir, I am merely a beggar. I always ask because I have nothing to give. How can I offer anything to others?" The tall man replied, "If you have nothing to give, then you have no right to ask. I'm a businessman, and I believe in the principle of give and take. If you offer me something, only then will I give you something in return." With these words, the man boarded the train and departed. The beggar sat in deep thought, reflecting on what the man had said. His words resonated with him. "Perhaps the reason I receive so little is that I never give anything in return," he pondered. "But I'm just a beggar. What could I possibly give to others?" For 2 days, he struggled to find an answer. On the 3rd day, as he sat near the station, he noticed beautiful flowers blooming on the plants nearby. An idea struck him. "Why don't I give flowers to people in return for their alms?" Excited by the thought, he plucked a few flowers. That day, as he begged on the train, he handed a flower to everyone who gave him money. People were delighted by this small yet thoughtful gesture and happily accepted the flowers. From then on, every morning, he would gather fresh flowers and distribute them to those who offered him alms. Over time, he noticed a change. More people started giving him money. However, when he ran out of flowers, fewer people gave him alms. One day, while begging, he spotted the same tall man who had once challenged his way of thinking. Excited, the beggar approached him and said, "Today I have something to offer you. Please give me alms, and in return, I will give you a flower." The man smiled, handed him some money, and accepted the flower. He said, "Wonderful. You have become a businessman, just like me." The beggar watched as the man left, his words echoing in his mind. At that moment, he realized that the key to changing his life had always been in his hands. Stepping off the train, he looked up at the sky and declared, "I'm no longer a beggar, I am a businessman." People around him thought he had lost his mind, but he was determined. 6 months later, at the same railway station, 2 well-dressed men stood conversing. One of them extended his hand for a handshake and asked, "Do you recognize me?" The other man hesitated before replying, "No, I don't think we have met before." With a smile, the first man said, "We've met not once, but twice. Don't you remember the beggar you once spoke to?" Surprised, the second man exclaimed, "Oh yes, you were the beggar to whom I once refused to give money. And the second time, I bought flowers from you. But today you look so different. What are you doing now?" The first man proudly replied, "Yes, I was that beggar. But today I am a successful flower merchant, traveling to another city for business." He continued, "You taught me a valuable lesson. We only receive when we give. That simple rule transformed my life. I realized that I was never truly a beggar. I was always a businessman, but I never saw myself that way. People weren't giving me alms. They were paying for the flowers I gave them. I reinvested the money to buy more flowers and eventually built a thriving business. Today, I run a large flower enterprise, all thanks to the wisdom you shared with me." Both men exchanged smiles and continued their journey. This story teaches us a powerful lesson about the significance of self-perception and the universal law of giving and receiving. Too often, we limit ourselves by believing we are incapable or undeserving of success, just as the beggar initially saw himself. However, real transformation begins with a shift in mindset, when we focus not only on taking but also on giving, whether through kindness, effort, or value. We open doors to new opportunities and personal growth. The principle of give and take is not just a business strategy, it is a way of life that creates mutual benefit and prosperity. Moreover, success is deeply connected to how we see ourselves. If we view ourselves as small and insignificant, others will too. But when we believe in our potential and take action to realize it, the world responds in kind. The journey of this beggar-turned-businessman reminds us that no dream is too big and no situation is too hopeless. If we dare to think differently, take bold steps, and trust in our ability to rise above our circumstances. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to inspire others as well.